Hello and welcome to the Open Book channel. My name is Oleander, your designated open book, and this is where I share my journey as an author, talk about the craft of writing, the business of being a content creator, and occasionally review some really good books. I wish that I wasn't as sporadic with my posting on YouTube. It is to be expected since this isn't a hobby I can justify spending a lot of time on since it is not an income source. But I realized recently why I am failing as a good writer tuber because I never talk about my writing. I am currently missing the core content. When I do talk about my writing, it's always a matter of hindsight. I publish something and then I'll put up a small post on where to read it, but there really is no hype because I kind of hate hype. I think it's useless listening to someone talk about something they like the idea of that they're excited for but haven't actually experienced, like in book hauls or TBR videos. In this case, I would be talking about my own writing, but authors have all the more incentive to be untrustworthy in leading your expectations in a way. Not that I would, but I also don't expect you to trust me when I say what I wrote was really, really good. I kind of understand the appeal of writing vlogs and updates in that maybe you're going through the process of writing your own story alongside them, and it feels like having a peer. But as a consumer, I find them horribly boring because they can't actually tell you anything definitive about the project. It's a bunch of, this character's not acting the way that I want, or this scene isn't flowing correctly, and as someone who hasn't read it and has no idea what the plan for the plot or who the characters even are, I've got no context, so it's just a bunch of non-tent. This video is steering slightly negatively, which is not my intention. I'm actually just trying to say that I don't make process or update videos on my writing because I don't understand them as someone who has tried to watch them over the many, many years. It is even more hard to believe that anyone would want to hear about what I'm writing because typically no one reads it once it's released. But that's because they don't know that it exists, because I don't talk about it, so I'm caught in this endless vicious cycle, and I've got to break out of it somehow. So, hi. Under the pen name Oleander, I write nonfiction prose and personal essays, which I usually scatter online and then turn into chapbooks, but currently I'm working on something bigger. It's another memoir, which if I hope I talk about, some of you might be interested in and someday want to read. The working title for it is Structural Rot, and its theme is the compounding effects of working among a family business in a field of labor whose demands vary wildly between jobs. I explore the experience of upheaving myself to spend summers living and working on site, the difficulties and limitations of that. I talk about the mental strain of maintaining relations among a crew where interactions and reliance on them is unavoidable inside and outside of work, and the wearing stress of dealing with clients who are perpetually expectant and displeased, as me being the lowest rung in the business hierarchy whose shoulders it falls upon to get shit done. If that sounds interesting to you, I am going to try my best to give small updates on major milestones in its completion, as I want this to serve as my debut for this pen name. Updates on something that you can't yet read is not content I would want to watch though, so I want to provide a little bit more. I've written and published before previously, and I'm going to be going a step above and beyond simply self-publishing point blank like I am used to doing. I am actually going to get, feedback and apply for Canadian writing grants, pay for services, maybe even query for traditional. I'm not quite sure yet, but I want this to be as formal and difficult as possible on myself, just to see what all the trad-seeking authors out there are suffering from. I hope you join me on this journey. I hope I follow through on everything that I claim I will do, and if not, I'm sorry in advance. Like and subscribe to stay tuned on my raving success as an author. You can read some stuff or support me through the links below. Okay, thank you. Bye.